Hello, I am Sean Sands. This is Kerbal Space Program, and we're back for more Kerbal Space Program, to be specific. Got our boys back from Duna. Did a little research. It doesn't seem like, and I don't think I'm gonna mess with it. It seems like since we have the top level tracking station, that really we are fine without any sort of additional communication network, particularly if we're sending, um, our actual Kerbals to Joule. So I put the Joule transfer back on the menu, so to speak. But first, wanted to complete one of the missions I have out here. So we have the Deep Eye one, which is admittedly a strange name for a probe, but we're going to do this. The mission where we put a probe out there to study the Sentinel. Yeah, it has the Sentinel infrared telescope on it, and we need to get it around a specific designated orbit, which I think we can do because we have 235 days till Joule, so it gives us something to do in the meantime. We'll do this, and we'll switch over to it. Yeah, it just left Kerbal orbit, and it's on its way out to that. Essentially, we have its periaps at 10741. I believe we need to get it. So we need to get its so that needs to be its apoaps, and we need to get its periaps to 10,526,000. That is 180 days. Is that more? Yeah, because I think I got to check. I got to double check to make sure. But yeah, the transfer for Joule is 235 days. So we'll see if we can grab this real quick, with any luck. Do I have everything on here that I need? It needs to have the inclination. It needs to map. The mapping process will happen. So it doesn't say any specifics about the actual probe. And we do have the infrared telescope on there. And we have transmitter. And we have solar panels. And we have our core inside here. So let's go ahead and zip out to that periaps. The inclination is 0 degrees. There's no way to set. Okay, here we go. So we'll get it over here, and kind of want it right about here, don't we? Can we make a maneuver node that matches? So we want I kind of match these up, right? Our apoaps needs to be 10741. So we'll start with the apoaps, right? Yeah. Get that down to there. Bring it around. Periaps is right. Let's get that down to 1074. This is way more difficult than I thought it was going to be. What if we did it here? Let's kill that node. What if we did it here? So we want to keep our periaps at 10741. We want to reduce our apoaps to 10526. 10742, and so that's about right. Does it matter? Wait, no, it's not right. It is decidedly hard to tell what's what. All these things are selected. Stop selecting things. $10.5 and $10.7. So that seems right. And they are on the same plane. So yeah, that should do it, right? Let's try it. We will warp out to our... what happened to our maneuver? There it is. So we want to warp to next maneuver, right? No, we can't. Okay, there it is. Warp to next maneuver. Gotta keep an eye on days here. We don't want it to get over 200. Oh, of course, because we're coming this way. Now, wait, we are... And yeah, that is the direction we want to be going, right? So we don't need to flip our orbit or anything, because if we did, we'd be done. This wouldn't be happening at all. That's 100 days. 60 days left. And we do have Kerbal alarm clock, so I think it will alert us should we need to make a change. So we only need 579 delta V. We have a classic move for us. We totally over-engineered our machine here, but that's fine. So we just need to achieve this orbit, right? Burn full speed. And we're essentially slowing down relative to the sun a bit. Ten 526. I mean, I know the periaps and apsoaps are a little off, but I think... Okay, and technically, it says we've done it. It is satisfied. No, I'm not satisfied. It's nice of it to be so forgiving, but... Alright, that's good. And now, we go ahead and map the asteroids, I guess. So we start object tracking. All right. I guess we have to wait a certain amount of time for that. Lots of parameters. Get rid of all these. They keep triggering off because we have these things that haven't been done. I mean, we do apparently have a materials bay on the satellite. What do we have orbiting Eve? All right, we'll come back to this later. We have 53 days till our launch for Jewel, which is exciting. What do we have around Eve, though? We just have this thing that's around Gilly. Right? We don't have anything else around Eve. I guess technically this probe is orbiting Gilly. Yeah, it's landed on Gilly. Nothing else is orbiting. What is this? I assume this is a piece of debris. Yeah. Oh, it still has its core. That's why. The core is still in there and active. So we need to crash that. Just to get it out of there, get it out of space. Oh. Good for it. That'll do. Good luck with your doom. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to, well, it feels rude, but I am going to count this as terminate this mission because it keeps activating some of those things that we don't, there is no crew in it. It's just a lonely probe core that nobody cares about. What is this thing? Oh, this is, yeah, that's a resupply vessel. I have a scanner. Nafal's capsule is trash because we picked up Nafal. Duna one is also trash. No, that's right. The Gilly one was the one that we bounced around a little bit, which was fun in its own way, but we need to do some cleanup here. Good. All right, so we built this city. No, this rocket. We built this rocket on rock and roll. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know. So that was the Duna Explorer, right? That we felt like could do a good job of getting to Jewel, which I think we will do. That's still the plan. So yeah, I think it's just time to go wait for for our Joule intercept. So let's kick it out here. And how long do we have? We have 53 days. Where's Joule? There it is. Kerbal to Joule. Nope, we got them all. Good for it. Wait, did I miss it? I didn't miss it, did I? I did. The Kerbal alarm was supposed to... I was looking at something else. Oh, no, 2 hours. No, I thought that was 2 years for a second. So we got our mission complete? Yeah, good for us. All right. Our Sentinel asteroids were mapped. I assume... Like, I don't even know what that does or if it's beneficial. I assume it just is like, you know, here's the thing that shows you where stuff is. We'll go ahead and clean off that last hour. Up. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's time to go to Joule. Okay. Getting to Joule. Well, first we got to launch this thing. Let's recheck the staging. I think it's all correct. Those detach. And then these detach and activate the separatrons. Then these... Whoa. These are not right. Are they? Yes. 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 Okay, good. Those detach. Then that burns. Then that all burns. We're good. All right. I'm excited. This will be fun. Trip to Joule. I wonder which moons we'll land on. Turn on SAS. Turn on RCS. Okay. All right. That's not ominous at all. Why did it do that? Do we not have maybe enough struts? Is it a strut thing? I think it may be a strut thing. Too wobbly. I thought I put struts on this thing, but apparently I did not. And go ahead and put some up here. And some up here. I did the internal struts, right? Auto struts, auto struts, auto strut. Go ahead and do that. Auto strut. Those are all correct. Hopefully that did it. We'll save that and try again. Random explosion. Are you there? Okay, that is substantially better. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Why does my delta V look so weird? Probably just because we're still in the atmosphere. That should go up. All right, we're going to be slow to turn it a little bit. Let's get up at least over 1,000 before we even touch the controls. We are going to learn from our previous mistake and not activate our fairings until probably 50,000 feet. Oh, this thing's turning okay. And our first engines are away. Good. Bring her around. We're up to 2,000 feet. 2,000 meters, pardon me. My mistake. Yeah, there, our delta V total is going up nicely. Bring her right about there. Second stage is clipping along well. We probably actually even want to slow down a little bit. Apoapsis has hit 10 kilometers. Second stage is out and away. It was close. Everything's fine. A little bit of a scraping noise they say they heard. I don't know what that would have been. Probably their imaginations. Love the vectoring on these rockets. Apoap's approaching 17 kilometers. I want to keep it going up. I don't want to bring her over too fast. Keep our prograde at a reasonable angle so we continue to get height. Total delta V still in the tank and still above 9,000 meters per second, which is awesome. Makes me very happy. Let's see. Apoap's coming up on 25 kilometers. Everything looks good. Jeb, Bill, and Bob on their way. Careful with that spin. Apoap's at 35,000 meters. Bring her over a bit now, I think. I think we'll have to circularize with the next stage. I don't anticipate getting all the way there with this one. We've only got 400 meters per second of delta V left in the tank. Apoap's approaching 50 kilometers. We can bring her to the side. Prepare to detach. Detach. Activate next stage. All right. Now we are going to be in this stage for a little while. I think we can deploy our fairing now. Yes, we can. Fairing away. Lots of delta V in this stage. We're actually slowing down a little bit. This is not a great engine for not being circularized enough yet. In fact, we may have a problem here. We may have to redo this launch because we're coming up on the Apoaps far quicker than we need to. We are accelerating slightly, but I don't think this is going to work. I think we're going to have to redo this launch. And maybe put a new engine on there. I don't want to. It's so efficient. It's so efficient. Yeah, we are not getting the height we need. All right. I think we can still do it. I think what we just have to do is get a better vertical. Sorry about that. Okay. So we need to get higher. We need to not be trying to burn that engine anywhere in the atmosphere. So in 3, 2, 1. So a lot more just straight up early on. I think we will not do nearly as much throttling down unless we're getting atmospheric effects. It just doesn't do us any good. Okay, and first stage is away. Keeping mostly vertical for now. I'll probably start to bring her over around 10,000, but I'm going to keep it pretty much straight up for right now. Need to get the height to get the efficiency out of the stage with the I forget what that engine is called even. Oop. Second stage away. Continuing to accelerate, bringing her over to around 40 degrees. Apoap's closing in on 20 kilometers. 1200 delta V in this stage. I like this ascent profile better, I think. I'm going to pull the Apoaps up to about 100K if I can, just to give us lots of room to work. Under 1,000 delta V in this stage. Still a strong vertical ascent. Apoap's approaching 40K. Good. All good. We'll deploy fairing at 45,000. Apoap's now out of the atmosphere. Now. Let's start bringing her around. Go ahead and deploy that. Fairing away. All right. Detach the stage. Activate next stage. Full throttle. And we're a minute 30 from the Apoap's. We need to get a good bit of lateral thrust. Hopefully this thing has the guts to burn. It is, we are decelerating a bit. Even as we enter orbit or exit the atmosphere. I assume it's just because we are transitioning more of our energy to lateral thrust. Still a minute out from our Apoap's. Under 1,000 meters per second of orbital speed. That sucks. That's not good. It's like we've turned around. 1 minute from the Apoap's. Come on, pick up speed. Orbital speed slowing its deceleration, but I think we're just about to turn it around, but we still need 1,000 delta V, really like 1,300 delta V to get where we need to go. Yep, finally accelerating. Oh, I don't know that this stage is good enough. I just don't know that I think we need an additional boost of some kind. Approaching our Apoap's. Okay, the question will be, can we get a circularized orbit before we fall back into the atmosphere? And we're falling. Keep going, come on. Up to 976 meters per second. Orbital speed. Approaching really not even the halfway mark to circularizing. Go faster, 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 faster. And we are falling unpleasantly. We are under 90 kilometers. We only have 20 kilometers left before we're back in the atmosphere. I don't think we're going to be able to do it with this one. Yeah, we're going to have to go back to the drawing board a bit. This is way more than I expected to have to spend trying to get into orbit. That was frustration. I mean, and now my Apoap's is just getting ridiculous over here, too. Hey, thanks for recognizing I'm sort of in space. We'll just see how close we get before we're back in the atmosphere. That's not going to be long from now. And that's pretty much it. All right, I think we add another stage down here at the bottom. I think that's somewhat obvious solution, I suppose. So I want to kind of move this here. And I want it to be 2 parts. And we move this one here a little closer. And we add one. Nope, not need the whole thing. Just flat out add an additional stage. I'm a little worried about it intersecting with the these parts at the bottom. Well, we'll find out really quick, though. I mean, so that goes there. That goes there. Huh? One. That doesn't seem like it's adding much, but maybe it's enough. Mostly the issue is not adding a ton of delta V. Mostly it's just having enough power to get out of the atmosphere. We can't do a totally vertical profile. I do see the problem with that. RCS SAS on, throttle to full. We're going to let this first stage burn out quickly, and then we will start to change our attitude. Because I have an attitude problem. According to all the no, it's fine. It's dumb. First stage away. Okay. Everything seems to still be holding. That was fine. Wasn't worried about that at all. Second stage closing out. And away. I'm going to rotate a little bit. So the next stage will fall a little more evenly. That all looks good. Third stage away. All right, let's see if we can do it this time. 1300 delta V in this tank. Apoaps up around 30K, closing in on 30K. We're definitely higher when we're entering this stage. Question is, can we get fast enough and high enough? Because come on, get up there. Okay, good. Less than 1,000 delta V in this stage. Apoaps approaching 50K. Orbital speed up at 1,100 meters per second. Apoaps now above 60. Going to bring her to the side so we can get that lateral speed that we so desperately need. Keep going. Delta V in this stage under 500 meters per second. 2 minutes out from our Apoaps. Fairing away. The stage is almost done. Taking us up to 110,000 meters. That stage is away, and now, is that enough? With us 2 minutes out from our apoapse. That's gotta be good, right? I mean, we are doing the slowdown thing again. But we are not, I mean, we did almost none of that in the atmosphere, and only at the very edge of the atmosphere, so we got full efficiency here. Feeling better about this attempt. We're still raising our apoapse. So let's bring this down here a bit. Because I don't want to go crazy. Good. Lateral speed is slowing down slightly, but not. We're not going to get under that down to that 900 meters per second nonsense again. Oh, that was gross. Not the water, the 900 meters per second stuff. Minute 30 out from apoapse. Still decelerating slightly. Deceleration almost down to nothing, close to accelerating back up. Minute 18 out from our apoapse, which is still rising ever so slightly. And we are accelerating again, finally. And this should work. Should be good. Minute out from apoapse. Accelerating at 15,000 and roughly 40 meters per second. Apoapse less than a minute out. Periapse height in that 370 range. Come on, go faster. Just enjoy the burn. Feel the burn. I gotta fill space. I mean, I gotta fill time here. Like, we're just staring and looking at it. I mean, it's a gorgeous sight. It's pretty. 20 seconds out, accelerating still. Acceleration is picking up. Coming up on our apoapse. It's just a lot of vehicle to move. All right, we have reached our apoapse. Accelerating up to 1,600 meters per second. Steadily picking up speed, though, which is good. Still above 100 kilometers. Come on. Go faster. Go faster, faster. Go fast, faster, I guess is what I mean. You get it. Orbital speed approaching 1,700 meters per second. We are falling to Kerbal. Still above 110K. Periapse height approaching 300,000 kilometers. So basically, somewhere near the core. We have an orbit around Kerbal. It just intersects some matter. Orbital speed continuing to accelerate, approaching 1,750 meters per second. We still need about 600 meters per second of delta V to get there. Pumping energy into it, approaching 100K. (1,800 meters per second). Under 100K. And falling. $1,840. Come on, go faster, go faster, go faster. Approaching 90K and approaching 1,900 meters per second. Still got about 500 to go, if memory serves. $1,900. $84,000 meters. 83,000 meters. 82,000 meters. Oh. We're about to re-enter the atmosphere, and I don't think it just doesn't seem like we're going to have enough gas to do it. Go up. Go up, damn you. $2,000 meters per second as we start to hit the atmosphere again. Ugh. God, this game sometimes. We're still accelerating. Let's just see what happens. You know, aside from the part where we go into the atmosphere with this crap engine. This colossally crap engine. We're at 60,000 meters. There's no hope here. Oh my God. Oh. I hate you so much, Wolfhound. I hate your efficiency. What is its acceleration? 63. 375. I mean, maybe we just put a skipper on there. I know it's not as efficient. 320 versus 412. Is there anything? A Poodle is 350. I wonder if we'd have the same problem with that. Thrust of 250. It's not even as good thrust. 315, 320, 345. This is what we need, isn't it? 125 kilonewtons versus 375. I don't understand. It's heavy. I get it. But I still don't understand. 290. 310. And I couldn't put like two of these on. That was the problem, right? You put two of these on. But they're not nearly as efficient. 330 versus what was it? 412. It's just so good. And there's nothing even close. One solution is to do this. Just lighten the weight a bit. So what does that take us down to? We're like 11,000. Well, it's not that bad. It's a lighter craft to move. It just takes away what? How much is that? S4 128 fuel tanks. 72 tons less to try and move around. Okay. We're going to try and get into orbit again because it's our first day playing the game, apparently. Okay. All right. This time we're going to do it. We're moving less weight. The solution's probably just less weight. I didn't want to admit it, but that's got to be what it is. 3, 2, 1. I'm all done with ceremony. This is just stubbornness now. I will defeat you, game. Think you're so great. With your accurate simulations of thrust to weight ratios. First stage away. Still successful. All right, I'm going to go back to my standard launch profile here. If I don't do it this time, then that's going to do it for this episode. And I'll figure it out, and we'll come back when I'm in orbit, because... Second stage. Away. Rotate, like we did before. Bring her down to about 40 degrees. Additionally, with that less weight, we should get more out of this second and third stage as well, as far as just getting speed up to our circularization. Not final stage, but third stage away. Apoaps hitting 45K. 1500 delta V in this stage. That all seems a lot more normal. Stupid heavy vehicle. I'm going to go ahead and bring her over. 1200 delta V still in this stage. Apoaps approaching the edge of the atmosphere. And we have an Apoaps in space. We can also deploy our fairing. Fairing away. And we're clear. Under 1,000 delta V less in the stage. Approaching an orbital speed of 1,500 meters per second. We've been there before. Under 500 meters per second delta V in this stage, approaching 1,750 orbital speed, 1,800, 1,900, and over 2,000. We're actually going to stop a little closer, because I think we got it this time, which is the thing I've obviously never said before. And we're going to finish up with this stage. Settle out at around 2,100 meters per second. And we're already accelerating again. Good. Okay. Whew. Quick save, and we'll take it. I mean, it was a weight problem. I knew it was a weight problem. I had a weight problem. And that's okay. You know what? That's all right. My rocket has to do its own thing. But now this time that thing is get into orbit. Go ahead and burn some. And we're good. Oh no, we've gone over our Apoaps. Doomed. I just couldn't give up that efficiency. I couldn't do it. And honestly, we're no better or worse delta V wise than we would have been if we had circularized that previous mission, because we were burning so much fuel just to get circularized. So, I mean, I think in the end, it's a wash, right? At some point, there's just diminishing returns on what you can get out of a rocket versus how much weight you're trying to push with it. Like, that's, as I understand it, just math. I mean, I don't understand math, but I'm told that is how math works. I I could be proven wrong about that. Periapps is closing in on 20K. We have achieved an orbit that so far does not hit things like trees or dirt or badgers or volcanoes, elephants, Taco Bells. I don't know, stuff. It doesn't run into stuff. So that's good. And we have achieved an orbit that does not go in the atmosphere. Even better. Get it up around 100,000, maybe. No, we got a weird orbit. It ain't pretty, but it's all in space. So I think next up is I'm going to create a maneuver node. You've seen enough of me fiddle with the fiddly bits, so I won't put you through that. And then we'll come back and we'll have a maneuver node, and probably I'll go ahead and do the burn to Jewel as well, and we'll go to Jewel, right? Oh, sounds like fun. And we'll see what we can do there. Anyway, until next time, thank you for joining me for this episode of Oh My God, Can We Just Achieve an Orbit? My name is Sean Sands, and we will see you again real soon.